Hello viewers, welcome to your program. It is Economic Insights and I'm your host, Paul Kingsley. Now, in continuation with the ongoing report we are doing on infrastructure development in Nigeria, today we are in AO Demarg Nigerian Limited. And with us on the program is a man who is contributing in no small way to the development of our infrastructure. I'm talking of a man who is actively in the renewable energy sector. Now, he's going to be giving us his own take on the challenges affecting infrastructure development in Nigeria, especially the power sector in Nigeria, and also their contribution to development of infrastructure. Sit back, relax, I'll be back after this time out. Thank you.
Demarg Nigeria Limited was formally established and incorporated in 1995 April. And since inception, since incorporation, we have been into renewable energy technologies, solar technology in particular. We dwell in generating electricity for all usages, and which means we generate power for household, for offices, for communities, for hospitals. In fact, we generate power for whatever you can use grid power for, irrespective of the volume of the power requirement. AO Demarg can do that. I tell you, if the will is there, AO Demarg can power this country with solar, because we have enormous of sun in Nigeria. So we can do everything. We can generate any power a client needs at a particular time, at anywhere, be remote or within the urban areas. The only thing I can say here is God. Because for me, I've been a soldier man to the core. I've not gone to any university to study electrical electronics. I've not gone to any university to study marketing or business administration. But God opened our eyes and mind to see the opportunities around us, and that's the beginning of the company. We started the company importing solar lantern to replace the hurricane lanterns. But today we generate real power. Like the power we are using in this office is from the sun. We are not connected to grid, and we are not using generator. And the air conditioner, everything in this office are working. For us as a company, we have been privileged to work for oil companies like Shell Petroleum Development Company. We have been their solar vendor, providing power for their cathodic protection of their pipelines, for security light in their flow stations, for powering water scheme in their communities. We also have worked for SIPEM, who is also a contractor to Shell Oil Company too. We have worked for Ministry of Police Affairs, installing street light in their police college in Kano. We've installed for the military in their barracks. I think we are everywhere. The awareness for the solar technology is there, But the acceptability could be a problem because many people are discouraged based on the bad experience they have on some failing installations. Majority of solar installations in this country are not functional because the installations were done by those people, those companies that have not gotten in-depth knowledge of the technology. So whereby somebody install a system and is not getting value for the money invested in that installation, is bound to be discouraged and also discourage others that will want to go into it. So the bane or the problem we are having in the industry, solar technology industry, one is the quality of service the so-called solar vendors are providing. Many are providing less quality services. A situation where an installation could serve you for about 20-25 years, but this installation is serving you for about 2 or 3 years. And this is the same installation that are functional in Europe, where they don't have as much sun as we have. So what the problem? So the problem is the installers, the business, the solar companies. Also, in Nigeria, many people want cheap products. The initial costs scare many people, but I can tell you there's no any energy source today that is cheaper than solar technology. Be it hydro, nuclear, you name it. Solar is the cheapest of them all. But the initial capital outlay may be high, but for a system serving you for 10, 20, 25 years, you start reaping the benefit of going into that technology. It's a technology that gives you freedom of power use. You are having power autonomy in your house, in your offices, in your company. And our life revolves around power, electricity. There's nothing you do that does not involve electricity. So if you now you are not having control over your power need, I can tell you that your problem is 50 to 60% solved. So, as I said, coming back to the problem discouraging people from patronage, one is initial cost, two, poor installation by some solar vendors. Let me use a typical example where you are having 600 kVA generator and your fuel consumption per hour averagely is about 73 liters per hour at the cost of maybe 160 or 170 naira per liter. So when you multiply 160 naira by 73 times 24 times 30 times 12 times 20. Meanwhile, you may have purchased the generator for about, say, 10-15 million. Yeah. Whereas the same solar power solution may cost you about 600 million naira. But when you do that, when you consider that my analysis, over a period of 20 years, you now see the cost effectiveness of using solar.
Let generating cells that consume oil and pollute your environment give way to solar energy. At AO Demarg, we put the sun to work. AO Demarg, sunshine is our business.
The power problem in Nigeria can be solved through some. So, for instance, if all the state governments in the northern part of this country invest in solar technology by having solar farms, they will not only generate power for their own state, they will also generate revenue by producing solar power, sending it to south-south, southwest, southeast. If, for instance, maybe the power need of a state is about, say, 300 megawatt or 500 megawatt, and such a state is able to invest and is producing about 700 megawatt, consuming its own 500 megawatt and sending the excess to the national grid for those people in the southwest, southeast, south-south to use. It's just the will to do it that's a problem. But in Nigeria now, we go for a short-term solution to our problem. The main challenges for now, or the main challenge for now is cost of importation. Solar technology come in components: solar panel, solar battery, charge regulator, support structure. As at date, as at today as we speak, the government of Nigeria accord solar panels 0% duty. But the solar panel cannot function without other components, like the battery, the inverter, the support structure. Whereas the solar panel is 0 duty percent, the solar battery is 20% plus 5% VAT. The inverter is 5% duty. Support structure is 20%. So these are the things, these are costs that the importer or the solar company is putting into consideration to arrive at their own selling price. If, for instance, if it costs 1 million naira to procure and install, for instance, say 1.5 kilowatt solar system, 1.5 kilowatt means 1,500 watts, and it costs 1 million naira to do that, when you are having 0% duty on all solar components. And you now are giving the solar company now put in 20 to 25% markup. So that will say a 1.5 kilowatt system will be will get to the hand of the end user at a 1.25 million, right?
Yes, sir.
But in a situation where you pay heavy duty on the inverter, on the battery, the support structure, and charge regulators, maybe the total input or cost come to about 1.6. So if the same 20-25% profit margin is applied, you can now see how much the company will be selling the solution to the end user. So, and if we are really serious to solve this power problem, let the government remove duties on solar components so that the solar company will sell this product or solution to the end users at a cheaper cost. Also, the government can encourage Nigerians to use the solar panels, or to install their own solar solutions using their roof space, their car park, and the rest to generate for themselves and also sell to the national grid. Unfortunately, the infrastructure for an individual to sell excess energy to the national grid is not there yet. So the duty of the government through the distribution company to put that infrastructure on ground so that you and me can generate solar solution for ourselves and sell the excess to national grid for other users. So the government has a role to play and remove power problem for our national development problem. The problem is 60% solved. Every other thing surrounds power. In the next 4 to 5 years, with support from financial institutions and our partners, which will be well grounded in taking a project from the start to end point using our own product manufactured in our name. Also, it is our dream, which we have pursued vigorously, to have some solar feed to generate our own power for mini grid and for corporate bodies that really require our service on a PPP arrangement. I am General Ademola Fadunsin, retired. I served in the Nigerian military for 33 years, 8 months, 28 days, and retired 2015 April, from where I transited to Demarg as the chairman.
I want to say a very big thank you, sir, for making that time to be with us. We really appreciate your time on the program and your contribution.
Thank you for coming. I appreciate you too. Thanks so much.
Hello viewers, welcome to your program. It is Economic Insights and I'm your host, Paul Kingsley. Now, in continuation with the ongoing report we are doing on infrastructure development in Nigeria, today we are taking a topical look at some of the various issues affecting infrastructure development. Now, with us on the program is a man who is contributing in no small way to the development of our infrastructure. I'm talking of the property sector, and the Managing Director, CEO of DD Homes Limited is Architect Davidson. Sit back, relax, and listen to what he has to say to us as we log with the program. I'll be back after this time out. Thank you.
DD Homes Limited is an indigenous company that is, it was established in 2013 officially. Basically, our service has provided a good workforce solution to customers in construction industry, and as well the range of our workforce and geographic coverage has grown steadily over the years to meet up with our customers' needs. Yeah. Uniqueness. You know, as an architect, I believe in doing things differently. You know, initially I realized that majority of the construction going on in Nigeria is like doing the same thing, repetition and all that. So that inspired me to establish this organization to be able to bring uniqueness into the industry in our designs, and as well that's the way we construct our buildings. And if you go around Abuja and outside Abuja to see what we've done so far, you see that uniqueness in it, in our work, in our design, and everything we do. So that's what motivated me to establish this company. Like I said, DAVIDSON Homes is an indigenous company, and also we're into architectural design. We do building construction, and we also were into real estate development. And recently we have a sister company that does cleaning services. That's Sparkle's Cleaning Services. Is in Lagos. Good. We've actually done a couple of projects so far. We've handled a couple of projects in Abuja and outside Abuja. We did duplexes in Dawaki, completed. We have duplexes in Gwarimpa, completed, 4-bedroom, 5-bedroom duplexes. We've done 20 rooms hostel in Owerri, completed. We've done 2-bedroom block of flats in Kubwa, completed. We've done also 2-bedroom block of flats in Port Harcourt, completed. And housing development, of course, we have like 2 projects going on. One is like 90% done. Then the second one is still very fresh, and that's Brightview Estate. Brightview Estate is a beautiful estate gated with 19 units of 4-bedroom penthouse design. And because we love green a lot, you know, we have some amenities that is very good for human, like basketball courts and mini garden, whereby kids in the estate can come together, have party, play, and get to know each other, because it's a portable estate. So we try to create something that will bring people together. So that is also ongoing. And as well, we have a block of flats in Lagos, Ikoyi, that we are doing right now, that is also ongoing. And we have a couple of other buildings too for sale that we build to sell. That's our contribution in the. Well, challenges is basically government policies. You know, unfortunately, we have instability in Nigeria when it comes to policy. You know, and it affects our business. And again, sometimes when it comes to limited finance for developers, you know, there's no access to loan. And most of our commercial banks here, their rate is too high. So those are the problems we have, and government also needs to bring in, make the environment encouraging for foreign investors to come in. And I think that's basically the problem we face. Well, Nigeria infrastructure is growing. You know, we are still developing. We are underdeveloped. We are still developing. The country is still developing, and with what they are doing now and what we have on ground, I think we have a good say. I've been to a couple of countries, African countries, to say, and to compare those countries, to Nigeria is quite ahead of them when it comes to infrastructure. And just like I said, we're still developing. It's quite slow, but steadily we'll get there. We'll get there. Well, D-Davidson Homes is an indigenous company, like I said, and we've been into operation for a couple of years now. We try as much as possible to add value to the industry, not just to ourselves alone. We try as much as possible to create uniqueness in our designs and the projects we do. And one good thing that we do is to create room for change in construction, because that's one of the problems we have in this country, in the industry, whereby there's no when you're doing design, you don't create room for change, because the house can get tired of a particular building and you want to amend some things and all that. So from the design, you should be able to introduce that from the onset, and that's what we do. And also make sure we have a standard building construction. We build to standard. And if you go around everywhere that we've done one or two things, you'll be able to pick our projects standing out from others, and even our design is always very wholesome. So that's the value we've added into the industry. By the grace of God and our doing, we hope to be one of the best indigenous companies in Nigeria in the next couple of years.